I've really been thinking about my favorite villains recently. And one of them that really sticks out to me that was underappreciated in most of his appearances throughout cinema is Kane Marco, otherwise known as the Juggernaut, right? Now, to know the story of Kane Marco, we need to go back just a tiny little bit. Growing up, he never was the smartest guy, but he was a pretty aggressive fellow, which really helped to aid him during the Korean War, where him and his half-brother Charles Xavier, yes, that Charles Xavier, were both conscripted into the Korean War. Then there came a day where Kane Marco was out on patrol and he stumbled across this cave. After heading into the cave, he found this glowing red gem, right? And there was an inscription on it, which I don't know off by heart, so I'll have to read it off here in just a sec. Whosoever touches this gem shall possess the power of the crimson bands of Sidorak. Henceforth, you who read these words shall become forevermore a human juggernaut. There's a huge red explosion that makes the whole cave in, and thus the Juggernaut is born. Now, for me, there are many reasons why I quite love the Juggernaut. I think I like the way he looks, his powers, He's an unstoppable force. Once he starts moving, no one can stop him. Unless that character's powered by some dumb MacGuffin like World Breaker Hulk or, I don't know, like Super God Thor, something stupid like that. But that's just how it is in comics sometimes, They need to make up ways for our heroes to beat these sorts of villains. But the thing that I always liked, or rather, one of the many things I always liked about Juggernaut was, it's kind of funny how he's only one of 8 extremely powerful characters, which are all called Exemplars, right? So earlier I mentioned that there was that inscription, and it mentions this being called Sidorak. Basically a super powerful demon, and there are 8 of them, all with different names. They are collectively known as the Octessence. Each of them, like thousands of years ago, kind of came together, and they all said to themselves, which of us is stronger? So they decided to create relics and send them into Earth, where whoever stumbles across the relic and interacts with it will be transformed into this super powerful avatar of one of those demons. And Juggernaut is the avatar of Sidorak. So there's this real cool storyline that goes along with it, that once all 8 of these relics have been found, all 8 of the demons will pop up in the world, and the whole world will get divided between each of them, and they'll just fight until they just kill each other till the last one's standing, and they can have a epic Fortnite Royale dance, But now back to Juggernaut specifically. I've had a long, interesting relationship with him, because I remember back in X-Men 3, when Vinnie Jones played the Juggernaut.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
That was a bit of a hit or miss portrayal. Then the more recent one in Deadpool 2, which I thought was pretty awesome. Until this happened. Deadpool 2 really did my boy dirty, but hey, here's to hoping that in future they're going to make a movie or something that has Juggernaut in it, where he could even be the main focus, whether it's an X-Men movie or he makes an appearance in more of a single hero movie. Basically, I just really want Juggernaut to be in another movie. One of my favorite stories that involve the Juggernaut that is actually quite dark is that, so to understand why the Juggernaut didn't die in the story is that he doesn't need to breathe oxygen or eat food or drink water. He doesn't need any form of sustenance to survive, right? And there was it was either this virus or this gas that got released into the world that was just killing everyone. And after a few years passed, the Juggernaut slowly started going insane because he was left alone and he had no one to interact with. Like I said, he's not exactly the smartest guy, so you leave him alone, sooner or later, he's going to start doing dumb crap to try find people. which is exactly what he does. He stumbles across Iceman, who used his body to form like a protective barrier to try and cover up this vault, which was full of the lost, or rather the remaining survivors on Earth. So Juggernaut, in his insanity, kills Iceman, breaks open the vault, and like all of the survivors look up at him in horror, and like they're like, "Oh my god, you're gonna kill us all!" And Juggernaut just stands there and he's like, "Oh my gosh, it's people, and he's smiling. And then like one by one, they all just start falling and hitting the ground. Then Juggernaut turns around and he starts running. And as mentioned before, once he starts running, nothing can stop him. So the story ends with him just running and running around the world. If a mountain's in his way, he'll run right through it. If the water's in his way, doesn't matter. He'll keep running. Anyway, Juggernaut, super awesome, super strong. He can throw punches with the strongest of the strong, like Hulk and Thor. Like he can hold them off, you know what I mean? I love the Juggernaut. I think that he's underappreciated and underutilized. He's an awesome villain, okay? And like he's not some random nobody that they'd have to soup up to try and fight all the powerful heroes. No, like he can hold his own without any extra help. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'll see you next time.